Welcome to BuenaVista's Cyber Awareness Training video. In this video, you will learn how to keep your business informed on the many cyber threats that face us every day. As your IT service provider, we hold the responsibility to make sure that you and your staff are trained in the basics of cyber awareness. We'll be going over key topics on different cyber threats, how to spot them, and what to do when you spot them. But first, a little information about our company. BuenaVista is a service-disabled, veteran-owned IT business with
Okay, hold on, Pookie. Let me do this part, all right? BuenaVista Information Systems is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. We're a managed service provider, or basically, we're your company's outsourced IT department. We've got nifty degrees from schools like the Citadel Military College of South Carolina, Georgetown University, and Housatonic Community College. Our mission statement is simply, we understand what you need because we understand you. We believe in delivering IT services on your terms, or just IT on your terms. We are a Charleston, South Carolina-based business and mainly operate in that geographical area, though we have worked as far as Texas and Connecticut. In terms of our experience, the Lord Dewey family comes from a line of experts in the IT field. We have over 35 years of combined experience and have worked for a diverse range of entities, ranging from government agencies, the Department of Defense, Fortune 100 healthcare companies, and education. But that's enough about us. Let's get back to the training, and I'm going to give it back to Pookie.
In today's time, technology is in every aspect of our lives, and our data is constantly streamed across vast networks. This leaves room for malicious actors to manipulate our data and access sensitive information. Some would believe that a small business would be safe from said actors due to their low profile on the market. Unfortunately, statistics show that over 43% of small businesses over the past year have experienced a cyber attack. In 2020, South Carolina alone had over 5,000 businesses fall victim to cyber attacks and had an estimated victim loss of over $25 million. The majority of these businesses were small to medium-sized. As you can see, the consequences of these attacks are very real. Cybercrime can cost businesses up to $2.2 million a year, and the majority of small businesses that are victims of cyber attacks go out of business within 6 months. Human error is widely believed to be the cause of most data breaches and cyber attacks. In IT, we call this PEBKAC, which means the problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. Pepcak is detrimental to the integrity of your business, and a lack of training increases the likelihood that your business will be affected by malicious actors. A simple click on a phishing email, the installation of unauthorized media, and even leaving your computer unsecured are prime examples of how human error can leave your business as a wide open target. Through the use of social engineering, hackers have discovered ways to no longer crack your passwords through brute force methods, but to essentially have the target give it to them. These methods include using a pretty lady with a trusting voice as a way to retrieve information from you, or as mentioned before, creating and sending a phishing email. It's important to understand who we're defending against and their motivations. Outsider threats are ones that are not within your business environment. This includes, but is not limited to, hacktivists, which are hackers with a political goal in mind, mischievous scam-calling organizations, online script kiddies, which are beginner hackers testing pre-made scripts, sovereign nations that would like to breach our nation's security by collecting data, and red teams, which are outside companies that are specifically hired to test your security and incident response time. And though red teams are not considered actual threats because they're really just there to help you, it's still safer to prepare for them as if they were a real threat. Insider threats are those that exist within your company's environment, making them easier to manage but significantly more destructive to your infrastructure. This includes reckless employees who may have taken private information and use it to create a paper airplane. You can probably guess what he did with that after. Disgruntled employees who may have been fired and now want to ruin your network or confidential information in an act of vengeance. And careless ITs, leaving network equipment in unsecured areas or in equipment hazardous places.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities represent gaps in your IT's armor that can leave you exposed to threats like the ones we talked about on our last slide. The first step in fixing your problems is realizing that you have some in the first place, and that's when awareness comes in. A lack of awareness means that you, as an organization, are not training individuals within the organization to be conscious of your IT environment, leaving room for error or PEBKAC. A lack of training and awareness leads to negligence and a lack of budget for IT, which leads to outdated equipment, faulty processes, and fragile infrastructure. A lack of a budget directly affects the amount of support you get when you need it. Sometimes that means $0, and often that can be disastrous for your organization. Support accomplishes more than just responses to broken keyboards and faulty printers. IT departments, MSPs like BuenaVista, and IT employees typically offer front-end support, incident response, back-end support, and infrastructure process support. So lack of support can lead to outdated software and hardware that leaves you exposed to threats and makes you an easy target. Outdated software goes hand in hand with relaxed security controls and a laid-back environment that can serve as a breeding ground for cyber incidents. With no budget, no IT support, no awareness or training, and outdated/unapproved software, your organization is not managing its vulnerabilities, which usually means a cyber incident, an operational failure, or a costly compliance violation is imminent. Let's take a look at some case studies here. The first thing we should talk about is malicious media. Malicious media can come in several different forms. We have USBs, angry bees, power killers, malware installers, floppy disks, Ethernet cable wizardry, DVDs, and JPEGs of feta cheese. Most external media can be manipulated into a devious device, and it is highly advised against plugging it in, inserting it, or otherwise incorporating random media into computers, servers, or network devices. The Department of Homeland Security ran a test once where they left media outside in parking lots near government facilities, and they wanted to see how many government employees would pick them up and put them into their computers. A staggering 98% of government employees picked up this false media and put it into their computers, failing the test miserably. Don't take stuff that you found outside and plug it into your computer. That is the fastest way to destroy your company, your network, or somebody else's network. And can you believe that there are USBs made specifically to destroy computers nowadays? Yeah, it's crazy.
In today's business world, phishing emails have become a growing problem. And the way they design these emails, hackers are becoming more adept. Missed payments, expired memberships, auto payments, special offers, and account hijacking are all the rage in phishing email campaigns. Although no firm is immune to these attacks, it is vital to put in place security measures and training in order to limit the damage of large-scale attacks and to completely prevent smaller ones. Now, when I say no firm is immune, I mean even the big corporations that seem untouchable have been severely affected by these attacks. Between 2013 and 2015, a phishing attacker tricked Google and Facebook into sending $100 million to them. The hacker utilized the Taiwanese vendor that Google and Facebook also used. They sent false bills to both companies, which they promptly paid. So, if you receive an unsolicited email, do not click on it. Report it to your cybersecurity or IT department so that they can investigate and filter out any bogus emails. In advertising and awareness videos, it is common to depict a hacker wearing a hoodie to make them appear dangerous. In reality, hackers may appear to be average people. They may appear as Greg from IT, and they'll tell you that a system went down and that they need to take a look. They take advantage of this in order to obtain entry into your building, Once they're in, they'll have complete control over all of your network equipment, and they'll do all of this right in front of your eyes. Red teams will do this as well in order to test employees on how they can effectively catch a fake IT. It's important to be aware of who your IT providers are. If you do not recognize a person, call your IT manager and double check. It's better to be safe than sorry. Hackers love to toy with weak credentials. A flimsy password gives them plenty of time to break in and take data without anyone noticing. This is the equivalent of a SWAT team breaking down a Cheeto barrel-bolted door. Stronger passwords give your cybersecurity team more time to notice suspicious behavior. To put this into context, the Colonial Pipeline network that was breached back in May 2021 costed the firm and the broader public millions of dollars. All of this was accomplished by getting a single password from a user who had already expired. Always choose a complex password that includes both special characters and numbers. Use a password manager to keep track of them if necessary, and most importantly, never write down your password and keep them at your desk or your network equipment.
All right, so let's go over 10 things that you can do to reduce PEBKAC at your workplace. Number 1, have a strong password, always. Ask us for tips, we can help you out. 2, try not using that password for literally every account. It's not going to help you. 3, don't install software that hasn't been approved by your IT department or manager. 4, don't open fishy emails because you did not win $1 million. I promise you. Never pick up and plug in storage devices on company computers that were not approved, again, by your IT administrator or the company itself. 6, when you get up from your computer, try to lock it. People will go to it and type in weird things in your browser. 7, do not write passwords on sticky notes or keep them written in unsecured locations. 8, try to keep your network room locked. If you have one, you should, but if you do have one, just keep it locked and keep the key somewhere safe. 9, don't sign up for stuff with company accounts. That's how you spread it out. That's how the dark web gets the accounts. That's how they can apply rainbow tables and blah, blah, blah IT stuff. Look, just don't use company accounts to sign up for stuff. 10, principle of least privilege. Act like everyone is trying to break into everything all the time. If you do that, your company will be a lot more secure. So if you want to be happy like this guy, make sure you heed our warnings and take our advice. Trust us, we kind of know what we're talking about. And finally, make sure you get supported. If you're in the South Carolina area, you can call BVI and we'll be happy to take you in under our wing and support you guys. But if not, if you're somewhere too far or farther away, make sure you find an MSP or an IT employee that you trust, that you like, and you think can handle your system. Did I say system? I meant network. Well, I meant IT. I meant your IT environment. Find someone who can handle your IT environment.